Hi everyone! Welcome to episode 7 of my Tarot Junk Journal. I know, I took a whole freaking week off, which seems ridiculous, but Tuesday I had an attack of what I've been calling tick fever, and then sick, and then. So, took a while to feel back up to myself and up to doing anything again, and then by the time I was, my desk was a complete disaster. I mean, a complete disaster. It was awful. So I, rather than create anything this weekend, I cleaned my desk. So now it is Monday night, and I have a clean desk, and I'm in relatively decent health, and I'm ready to work on this again. And it's October Eve. I'm probably going to post, I'm going to try to post this tonight. I'm going to try. If I do, it will be without my fancy nameplates. But yeah, happy October Eve. Yes, I am wearing my Elfie, can't really read it, but it says Elfie. And it's got like my little elf costume. Why? Because this is the last nightgown, the last bit of clothing I have that my mom bought me, and I feel like being close to my mom tonight. So, deal with it. I'm not the type of person who celebrates Christmas for 3 months. I do enjoy celebrating Samhain or Halloween for a month, and I enjoy celebrating Christmas for a month. But not for 3 months. So I don't feel like this is going to start being Christmassy yet. I do have some hopes, some things that I hope to do on this channel during Christmas season. I would like to open at least one, maybe more, advent calendars. We'll see what Wolf lets me do. And of course, I do have some special October crafts that I'm working on that I will be posting video for. So there will be things other than just my tarot. Also, starting this week, on Saturdays, I will be posting some budget type stuff, which I know is crafting and budgets. Why not? Because my husband and I, Wolf and I, we do the envelope stuffing. We have been doing that for off and on for about 1.5 years now, and it's really been very helpful for us. Now, I say off and on because there does come a point where the money going out is equal to the money coming in for bills, and there's no point in stuffing an envelope when the day you get paid, every single penny of it goes to pay a bill. When there's nothing left, what's the point? But times have gotten better, and so we do have some discretionary spending, and we're back to stuffing, and it's definitely improved our financial situation, and it's let us do some things for our kid, and let us have some freedom to do stuff. So I'm gonna take that public, and eventually I will make available the spreadsheet I use for that, because I put a lot of bells and whistles on it, and I love Excel, and who better to do a budget spreadsheet than somebody with OCD and an obsession with Excel? Let's put my superpower, my mental health superpower, to good use. But that's not what we're doing tonight. What we are doing tonight is the next page in my Tarot Junk Journal. For those of you who are new and haven't seen it, this is my Tarot Junk Journal. And it's a little stuffed already because I have the cards in here. But basically, each night that I'm working on this, I draw a card and I make a 2-page spread to kind of correspond with what the cards mean and what they mean to me. So like the 5 of Cups. When you have the 5 of Cups vertically, it's kind of, I don't remember that one off the top of my head. Do I remember this one? I'm still learning, y'all. Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, which is I think the last one I did, when it is vertical, which is what this side means, it is about remembering the past, positive, emotions with the past, and thinking about things that have happened. When it's inverted, it's getting stuck in, I might have this backwards. It's getting stuck in your regrets and things like that. So this, to me, when I'm in a good place and I'm thinking about the past, I'm going to think about my dad. I'm going to think about all our trips to Disney, my poodle, and just the good parts of my childhood. And I know this side says truth because it's not necessarily negative, but it's getting stuck in realities. And the reality is my parents are gone. The reality is I have some anger that my parents didn't have me tested. So I have a little quote here. It says, "I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested." I'm a little bitter that my mother didn't have me tested, and we didn't find out that I have OCD and possibly other things earlier when I could have done more to learn to work with it. The truth is, mistakes. If you're going to throw your life away, you better have a motorcycle. Mistakes in the past, you can get stuck in the truth and forget the love, and you can get stuck in the love and forget the truth. It works both ways. So that's what I mean about it's a tarot inspired junk journal. Some of it's very clear, no matter who you are. Like this page, the Five of Coins is about losing your wealth and falling into poverty and losing things. And this side is, when it's inverted, it's more once you've gotten those things back and regaining your financial station. And sometimes, to me, the story is clear, and sometimes it's very much in my brain. And this one is very much my brain and specific to me. But I will explain it as I do it. So, which page are we doing tonight? I don't know yet. I have been using my Golden Girls deck to decide the pages. I have, as always, pulled out the ones I've already done, because I'm not going to do them twice. And we're just going to keep using this deck until I have seen them all. I have done them all. So we have 72 pages left to go. And then I don't know what I'll do with the rest of the pages, because there's about another 15, 20 pages after that. I don't know. I'll figure out something to put in there. Let's get through one part first, huh? So this is not a working tarot deck. This is a deck that I bought because it's fun. I do have multiple working tarot decks. And what I mean by working is ones that I use for readings, whether it's on myself or other people. I drew two. If I was reading, I would just go ahead and do the reading with both of them. However, I'm not. So I'm just going to shove them back in and cut the deck again. How about that? Because this is not a reading. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. The Strength card. And I love that they put Sophia for the Strength card. Alright, so what the heck does the Strength card mean? Well, that takes us to the second part of the episode. Let me put my cards away. I do keep all of my decks in these lovely velvet bags. It just keeps them safe and together. And that's just what I choose to use. Alright, let's go here. And we're going to go to my favorite source of information on tarots. Is it the best? No. Is it the only one you should ever read? No. What it is a very, very good introduction and overview. And that is Biddy Tarot. I am not sponsored by them. They have not given me a dime. They probably don't even know I exist. But it's an excellent website. I highly recommend it. And that's my honest opinion. You can hear I'm still kind of getting over my cold. Now the Strength card is the 8th card. Where are you? There you are. And one of the fallacies of tarot reading is that when you have a card vertical, it's always going to be a positive, inverted, it's always going to be negative. That's not true. And strength. The strength card is not about physical prowess. That's more the Chariot card. The Chariot represents your external strength. The Strength card itself represents your internal strength. And it's your fire, it's your determination, it's your invisible strength. It's the Chariot would be more your animal instincts. The Strength card is more taming that. So when it's vertical, it's talking about being fueled by your inner strength, personal power, strong will, determination. You do not rule by trying to control others. You quietly influence and persuade. Some might underestimate you, but see that as an advantage. Control a situation without excessive force. It gives you confidence, helps you overcome things. You feel the fear, you do it anyways. When it's inverted, if you've experienced a setback and you're vulnerable or lacking in self-confidence, that's what this represents. You're vulnerable at the moment. You don't feel like you're self-confident. Your strength feels depleted. That doesn't mean it is depleted, and that doesn't mean you don't have any. It just means sometimes you're in a period of outward growth and aggression, assertiveness. Sometimes you're in a period of reflection, pulling your strength back in together and building it up. So, it can also signal that you're prone to uncontrolled strength or explosive behavior, lashing out, becoming aggressive. So, I think for what I'm going to focus on for the page is vertical is outward moving strength, a period of using your strength, and the inverted is a period of pulling in your strength and building it up, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So I'm going to put my strength card up here where I can see it, and let's see, what's the theme I want to do here? That's what we need to go to with this. And I have some ideas. So this is a really cool deck that I have. Or not deck, but stack of paper cards. And I really think I want to pull something from this. And I'm kind of leaning towards different types of spells and spell casting. I really think that's what I'm leaning towards. I kind of like that idea. And that will let me, okay. I just came up with my theme. So we're going to pull this because this is going to be used, and then we're going to use that one, or are we going to use that one? I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. So here's my theme that I'm thinking. The inverted side is going to be things that help me build up my strength when I need it. So kind of things of nature, mental health type things, my go-to for strengthening myself when I need to. And for the vertical side, I am going to do what I see feminine strength looking like. Now, you can go with me and like that, or you can be pissy that I'm being all chick about it, but that's what we're doing, because I'm female and it's my journal, so deal. And this is part of what I'm going to use, and this is a paint by number that I was working on. This is the what it's supposed to look like, which it doesn't look anything like that. The painting is not turning out how I want it at all. That's okay. I may not finish it. Kind of checking out my stack of stickers down here. Let's see. Nope. That might be a good one, actually. Nope. No. Snow. The books? Do we want to do the books? I don't know. What do you think? Should we have books? Because books... I read. When I need to rebuild myself, I read. And then that would be the opposite. You know, once I have rebuilt myself, I write. Okay, and we're going to pull out, yeah, that one. Don't think there's any in these, but I'm going to just check. Alright. This is another paint by number thing I will be working on at some point. But not right now. Alright, so I'm going to pull some of these to make a kind of background out of. Travel definitely is something that I feel, it's something I do when I have power, so I definitely want to include some of that. Yeah, just now realized these are double-sided. Makes me feel dumb. Some of them are double-sided, not all of them. Okay, nothing in there that I need. Might just be a good background piece. That. Let's see. I'm looking for something very specific right now, but I am not finding it. think that kind of represents gaming. We'll go with that. Works for me. Because gaming is very much a way I rebuild my piece. So where are my new stickers I got? What did I do with them? I just had them yesterday. Alright, well, guess they're not being used this one. Okay. I am not going to waste all night looking for stickers that are somewhere. You know, that's not what we're doing. Those match-ish. Kind of, not really. Kind of. Not really. There we go. We'll do that. Yep, those match. I have a lot of washi tape. Like, this is the small box. I have a big box of it too. Okay. So, got our stuff. That's going to be the focus on that side. And that's going to be, I think, a focus on this side. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. 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 Now, like I said, I don't think there's anything in here I want to use. Planner stickers, and I think these are more planner stickers. I have a lot of stickers, y'all. I have a lot of stickers, and these are a lot of Disney ones. You know what? We are going to use some of these little guys. Why? Because they fit. They fit the inverted so well, and then these are not. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting kind of an idea of what we're doing here. I'm going to fussy cut that a little bit. You're going to go on this side somewhere. Going to use these to create a background. This is going to be part of the background. These are going to be part of the background. Let's see. Gaming is a building up. Travel is a going out. Writing is something I do when I'm powerful. Reading is something I do when I don't. That. You aren't going to actually work. So we're going to put you back in there. I've got some words for that. More for making the background. Travel is a power trip. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Writing is communication. Reading is there. I need kind of a power quote here. Kind of like that. I don't know that I like the colors of these though. Kind of like the gold flowers here, so maybe we'll use some of those. But I don't know that I like the quotes in pink. I wouldn't mind. Oh, be your own. That could. Oh, be your own hero. I am peace. I am unafraid. I am bold. I kind of like that too. We might end up using both of those. Just saying. Just saying. Because they both kind of fit. So let's cut these out so I don't have to tear up a whole page. And the to-do stickers can go in there. Let me go ahead and pull this one too. Confidence is power. That definitely fits. Okay, I'm going to put you back in the picture box. Anytime I do witchy shit, I feel like I'm powerful. So that's gotta happen. Don't know that she totally fits, but you may not see much of her, but she's gonna be in there. That's definitely like the epitome of I'm at my max. I don't have any more power. I have used it to support all the people, and I'm done. I'm definitely big on balance, where like if I put a type of sticker on one side, I need to put something equating it to the other. Okay, and I think that's going to be all I need from this sticker book for now. So it goes in its box. Okay. And what is it? The strength. So it's going to be the 8th page. Alright. Set that aside. And now I'm going to start on the background. And I'm going to completely cover the background. But it's going to be, you know, I'm just going to go through the books and I'm going to pull out anything that feels strong and goes on, or feels like outward strength goes on one side. And anything that feels like gathering strength or inner peace goes on the other. And no, I'm not going to use every picture in these, but that's where I'm going. Oh, that's definitely a power. That's powerful. Flying over a mountaintop, like you're soaring above everything. Heck yeah, that's power. That's power right there. And these are just kind of pale washy, so they're not going to be super intense, distractive things. But I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing here. I probably won't cover every square inch with pictures, but I definitely want to create, because I'm not doing any painting. I'm not doing anything like that. So I have an idea of what I think is going to end up looking like. Blue kind of by its nature is calming to me, so it's kind of hard to find power things for me in this. I hope this looks cool when it's done. So, I had a new employee start this morning, which is exciting and awesome, and I like her. I mean, of course I like her. I don't hire people I don't like. It's not saying that, you know, if we're not friends, I'm not going to hire you. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, when I interview you, I have to see something that A, I want to be around because I have to work with you, and B, that, you know, I think is of value and is going to improve our office. So, I thought she would be a very strong addition, and she was. We laughed and talked all day while I was doing her training. And we got on well, and I like her. I like her a lot. And I think she's going to do well. And tomorrow I have another interview for a different position, obviously, but one I have been trying to fill for 4 months now. I am so ready to find a account exec, a salesperson. We need this badly. I don't know what it is, but it sure looks cool. Yeah. And it's kind of funny, like, you hear all of these like, not all of these, but you see on Reddit all these karma stories where people acted a certain way and it came back to bite them in the ass. When I was in college, I worked at a bookstore, and I enjoyed working at this bookstore a lot. But I had some good and some very bad experiences there. Specifically, I worked at the bookstore that was in my hometown where my parents lived. I went to college 3 hours away. So during the school year, I only worked at this bookstore in my hometown where my parents lived, spring breaks and holidays, Christmas break, and over the summer. Well, one year I needed extra money to pay for school, and so I transfer, rather than, just be seasonal, I became year round, and I transferred to the one at the big town, not too far from my school. And that was great. I thought, okay, so I already know the job. I already know I like it. Yeah, it's a different store. Yes, it's much busier. It's got a different feel, but it's not going to be that bad. It was that bad. I went in for my first day shift, and there was somebody that was supposed to train me and get me used to the flow of their store, because every store is going to be different. And my parents lived in a very small town that just didn't get that busy. And this was in a large town. I believe it's the 5th largest town in Arkansas, which is still is Arkansas, but it's significantly larger and busier than the one I was used to working at, is the point. So I had a trainer who was supposed to get me up to speed and get me used to the way they flowed. She helped me take every book off of the cart that we were supposed to shelve, put them in piles on the floor on a Friday night, around the shop, and then she left me with like 500 books on the floor, which just bugs me. You don't put frickin' books on the floor, to put away by myself while working on a Friday night. In their sections were in different orders than the ones I was used to. So, like, if you came to my shop and you asked for, say, Outlander, I knew exactly where that book was, because I worked that store every day. It was my hometown store. If you came up to me at the store that I was just learning at and asked me where Outlander was, I have no idea where their contemporary fiction section was. I knew how to look up, did we have it, but then I'd have to hunt around to find the contemporary fiction section, and it was a big store. This was my first freaking night, y'all. First night. And she left me an hour in with 500 books to put away, and Friday nights were busy because it's a bookstore / coffee house. Yeah. It was awful. And in the store I had worked at in my parents' hometown, when somebody got behind, the other departments would come help them out. That was not the policy at this store. If you fell behind, you stayed late and you got yelled at. So closing time comes around, and I have only put about half my books away. And I haven't gone around and done the cleanup. I haven't done any of my closing tasks. I've just been trying to get these books put away and help all these people there. They're getting pissed at me because I don't know where shit is. So the manager, he comes over and he starts yelling at me. He's like, "You're supposed to be some hotshot superstar. Don said you were the best." Da, 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 da. I'm like, well, she left me. She wasn't supposed to leave me. There was supposed to be 2 people. There's always 2 people on staff on Friday nights in this bookstore. Oh, thank you, Mego. Hi. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention like I should be. But yeah, so the manager, rather than help me, rather than, give me any encouragement, anything, he just stands there and yells at me while I put the rest of these books away. And I was attending a Christian college that had a curfew. He finally let me go at 11:30. My curfew was at 12, and my college was about 45 minutes away from this bookstore. I did not make it home by curfew. Did I get in trouble? No. Was I allowed in? Also, no. I had to sleep in my car that night. So it was not a pleasant experience. And basically, I decided that working at that store was not for me. And I never went back. Now, I did end up going back to working at the one in my hometown, in Mountain Home. But I did not ever go back to the one in the town by where I was going to college. But I will never forget that manager and how he made me feel like crap, like I was useless and stupid instead of helping. Guess who applied to be my salesman today? That manager. Guess who I took great joy in saying no to? That manager. I'm not going to waste his time or mine. I'm not going to have him, come in for an interview and see if he remembers who I am and pull off. I'm not playing those games. Because while I am petty, I'm not mean. But I did take great joy in turning him down tonight. He will not be my new salesman. And because I'm the type of person who questions everything and who questions her own motives all the time, I wondered, well, am I making an emotional decision instead of what is best for the business? Should I give him an interview to see if he'd be a good salesman for the business? But here's my thought on that. While yes, it is entirely possible that he may be an excellent salesman, do I think he is going to contribute to the culture that I am trying to build in my office? Is he going to make the office a place where my other employees will want to come to work? Based on my experience with him, no. Is there a chance that he has grown and become this super mature person? Yeah. He was probably 30 when we worked together, and I was in my mid-20s. So it's very possible, that he has grown up and realized what an ass he was and changed his life. It's very, very possible. But it is also possible that he hasn't. And even if he has, I know what he's capable of. And I know what he did to me. And I don't want to have to work with that ever again. He made me cry. He made me quit. We didn't make. But he caused me to leave a job that I really liked, thinking I would never be able to work at my Hastings again after that. Obviously I was able to, but I didn't think I'd be able to. I don't owe him an opportunity. Because he didn't give me one. And maybe that means I'm not the better person. But you know what? I'm okay with that. And I am okay with not potentially exposing my staff to the kind of person this was. So, I'm very happy with my decision. All of that to say. And when you are placed in a position of authority over people, you really need to give some consideration to these people may be making decisions about you one day. You never know who is going to end up your boss or your potential boss 10 years down the road. You don't know. So it behooves you to be nice to everybody. Just in case. Another example of that, also from the same bookstore, but this one, the one in my hometown, there was a guy I worked with who was an assistant manager, and it was my second summer there, so I was not an assistant. I never got to assistant manager position. I was always seasonal, and they don't make seasonal assistant managers. They just don't. I was temporary book manager for a while, which was kind of cool. But basically, my job was a whole lot of alphabetizing books, shelving books, finding books for people, which was fine. I enjoyed that. That's nothing wrong with that. But there was this guy who was actually a little bit younger than me, who was assistant manager. And one night, he went on this freaking power trip and decided he was going to give the rest of us a lecture. And he didn't know us as well as he thought, as he probably should, before he began this lecture. He assumed he was the only one of us in college, and he was in college to get a business degree. Note, he did not ever finish it. I was in school to become a teacher, and I was in college. He didn't know it was seasonal. I don't know, he wasn't there the year before, I don't know. He didn't realize I was seasonal because I was in college. So he just goes off on how we should give this job our full attention. We should be focused and be better employees because we should follow his example. And I was involved with the conversation, and I'm like, dude, I'm alphabetizing books. I'm literally putting books in ABC order. I don't need my entire brain to do that. It does not take my entire brain hang on. I got a troll, I gotta get rid of him. It does not take my entire brain to recite the alphabet. Sorry, just doesn't. I was a freaking English major. I was a little beyond the basic alphabet. And his response was, that's why you'll never get ahead. That's why you'll always be a peon and never be a leader, because you don't give your whole to something. And on one hand, I get what he's saying. You should always, when you're at work, you should give work 100% of your effort. My thing is, I was giving 100% of my effort. I just wasn't necessarily giving that task 100% of my effort, nor did I need to. I think you should be present and be with it while you're at work. You absolutely should. But if I gave my brain 100%, was focusing on, okay, does I can't think of any book titles right now. A Court of Thorn and Ashes, does Asimov come before Lackey, which is a science fiction and a fantasy author, if you don't know. If I was trying to give 100% of my brain power to figuring out if A comes before L, I would go crazy. I would go batcrap crazy. That I can't do that. But I can watch I can listen to what's going on in my section. I can keep an eye on the people in my section while considering the alphabet, while looking for books that are in the wrong section. You know, I can multitask. And I'm still giving my job 100% of my effort. I'm just not giving that task 100% of my effort. I don't see the problem in that. He and I agreed to disagree. Actually, we didn't. I got tired of listening to him talk about what a genius freaking asshole he was, and I walked away. And he stood there chattering at me, and I'm like, how are you giving your job 100% of your time and effort right now? Because you're not doing your job. You're standing here bitching at me for not doing mine. And that's not very managery. But okay. So, like I said, he ended up getting fired because once we had closed one night, there was a girl he had been flirting with who wanted nothing to do with him. And we closed one night, and the girl's boyfriend had come while we were doing closing tasks, and she let him in, which she shouldn't have done. And he and this girl, he was trying to joke around and decided to try to make this girl's boyfriend look stupid. Problem was, it backfired because he threw a promotional football at the boyfriend's head and made contact, which was a genius because he was not an athlete. You know, it was not a genius. It was a miracle because this guy was not an athlete. But he managed to beam the guy in the head. And the guy was already pissed off because here's this guy who's openly trying to humiliate him, trying to get with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's been telling him how this manager has been bugging her for weeks and bad-mouthing her boyfriend, and just he was on thin ice already. And so when he hit this guy in the back of the head with a football, even if it was a little squishy promotional one, the girl, actually the boyfriend, complained to the store manager the next day. And the store manager pulls the CCTV. And sure enough, there's this assistant manager tossing the ball, beaming the guy in the head. Instant fire. Lost his job. Because he hit a customer in the head with an item that he threw. Lost his job. And nobody was sad about it. Not a single person. We celebrated. We went out for pizza that night. So time passes, as it does, and I get my degree. In fact, I get 3 degrees. I have a Bachelor of Science in Education, I have a Bachelor of Arts in Business, and I have a Master's in Business Administration. Suffice to say, I have made something of myself. And I am managing an urgent care, a little bit higher stress than managing a bookstore. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't know that it's higher stress, but I had a larger staff, I had a larger budget, and it was not retail, I don't know. It was a higher position than assistant manager of a bookstore. And I had won awards at it, and I did well with my career. And I'm at McDonald's one day grabbing lunch, and who do I see taking out the trash at the McDonald's? Yeah, the assistant manager. So I made some inquiries, and I found out, is he an assistant manager at McDonald's? No. Is he a manager at McDonald's? No. He has been job hopping ever since he lost his assistant manager position at Hastings. He never finished his degree, and he just can't quite seem to get momentum going again. Again, all of that to say, do not brag. Be careful what you say to who and about who, because you never know when the person that you're telling you'll never amount to anything, I'll always be better than you, you never know when that person might end up being in a position where they could offer you a hand up, where they could be your boss, where they could turn into somebody really worth knowing. I'm not saying I'm worth knowing or I'm some big important person, because I'm not. I couldn't have hired him because he didn't have any of the medical skills that I would have needed. I'm just saying, one of us had hopped from job to job and was still doing an entry-level job in their late 30s, and one of us was a manager, and it was not the one he expected. Is it because he badmouthed me and he was a horrible person? No. It's because he made stupid decisions and he did not endear himself to anyone. And it's always better to make friends than to make enemies. Nobody's beneath you. We were talking about that this morning at work, that there is no, in any company, there is no person who is unimportant. There is no person whose job is less valuable than anybody else's. From CEO to janitor. If you didn't have that janitor keeping the place clean, people wouldn't respect it, wouldn't like it as much. And that's an important role, and that is a role to be proud of and to take pride in. You want to have people that take pride in keeping some place clean, because you want a clean place to work. So respect the people that do that. At the same time, a CEO is nothing without his employees. Nothing. So, yeah. I say it at work, I am the most expendable person at the office. If we are missing employees, if I call out sick, nobody has to step up and do my job. If we have a full staff, nobody has to be the fill-in manager for a day or a week. But if my delivery driver misses one day, we stop functioning. If my customer service representative, my front desk person, isn't there, my job's expendable. I can stop doing my job and do hers. But nobody has to stop doing their job and do mine if I'm out sick. I'm the expendable person in the office. Now, do I have a purpose? Yes. Do I make the office run better? Yes. Can they function without a manager long term? Not so much. But in the day-to-day function of the office, I'm the expendable one. I am well aware of that. That is why when somebody is absent, I don't ask one of my other staff to step up and do their job, because I need each of them. But my job is not my job can be skipped for a day, for a week. Shoot, so far it has been skipped for 3 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. I think either 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't been a manager so much as I've been a customer service rep, because that's what we need right now until I get one hired. That's just my philosophy on it, though. But there we go. Episode 7 of the Tarot Junk Journal. We are 8% done, give or take a few percentage points. And more will be coming. I don't know. I will probably stream tomorrow, but I don't know that I will post tomorrow on YouTube. But I really, really, really want to get caught up and maybe even ahead. So hopefully I will be back tomorrow. Meg, I am so sorry that I missed you and I didn't see you, but have a fabulous night, y'all. And I'll catch you next time.